Stephanie here, Ms. Oh So Crafty. Welcome to my Flosstube video number 56. Today is Tuesday, July the 31st, 2018. How is everyone doing? I hope you're having a nice summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, or a good winter if you're down under. Me, I'm doing alright. It's been kind of weird and lately, weird weather, lots of rain, and my son finished with his summer preschool program, but still trying to keep him busy with daily outings and everything, so he's pretty tired now and he's laying down for rest, so I figured I'd film. Alright, I've got a lot of stuff to share, so let's get to it. So I'm going to go through with my bullet journal. So at the beginning of July, let's see, I last filmed on July 2nd. I don't think I showed you what I was doing at the time, because it was in the middle of the rotation. So I started with the Water Goddess by Joan Elliott. So I will show you, I'll insert a picture of what it looked like before. Here is my current progress. This is stitched on Whirlpool Belfast from Picture This Plus, and what I did is I worked on this side over here. Basically, I finished up her dress that extends out to here, did the lily pad, dragonflies. I worked a lot on the water. I finished all the water on this side over here. That's the Kreinik in there, and then I worked it down across the page break, and I started working on the Kreinik water over on this side. It's not finished yet though. And then I started working on the moon. I decided to do that in PB10 because I really like how the PB10 works for the moon on my Spooky House piece. It doesn't show up as well on this fabric as it does on that one, which is a dark gray, but there'll be more to the moon, like it's bordered in a few other shades of Kreinik thread, so I'm sure it'll work out fine in the end. It's probably backstitch as well. I think the dragonflies turned out pretty cute, and then this dark brown business, that's the bottom of her hair. And I did a little bit on the top of the chart as well, like I worked on her bodice right here, and I did like the tip of her knee up there. So that was 5 days, and I'm pretty happy with it. I would have liked to have stitched maybe, started some back stitching maybe, but I guess I'll probably do that, starting tomorrow. Yeah, so my plan for this is to take it out and give it a 5-day rotation in the beginning of August, and I guess I will probably do some back stitching and attempt to, I don't know, work up into the top half of the chart. I don't know. We'll see what I get to. Yeah, but I really would like to finish this project sooner rather than later, so we'll see. Alright, so the fabric, you kind of get a better sense of the color there. It's really hard to photograph this, except when you see it with white, so there you go. Really pretty sea blue. It's called Whirlpool, as I mentioned. Alright, after that, I worked on my Charm Santa piece. So I was doing, I'm sort of picking what it looked like before. There's this event going on, today's the last day, called 31 Days of Christmas in the Soulful Stitchers group on Facebook, and I was trying to do like one thread a day on it, and then I also gave it a dedicated rotation. So I managed to do one thread of the day, one or two threads a day through the early part of the month, and I gave it the rotation of like 5 or 6 days, but then I kind of ran out of steam on it, so this is stitched on 32 count raw gold Belfast, and what I did is I finished up all the like little ninja stitches on the bottom and this area here with the doll, the Harlequin doll and all that, and then I just stitched the border all around the bottom, and then I backstitched on the bottom as well. Lots of backstitching, like 6 or 7 different colors of backstitch, And then when that was done, I decided to come back up here and I finished off the regular cross stitch in the sky and everything around the toys, and I did a little bit of Santa's hood and all that, and then I worked with some of the threads I had parked to work on the bag and his glove and all that stuff. So this is definitely coming along, and hope I should be able to finish it this year. We'll see. If it doesn't get finished this year, it'll be really close to finished. So, yeah, a lot of fun. I love how the bottom came out with the back stitching and everything, and the border. I think it looks really good. Very detailed and everything. So there's a cute little squirrel down there, and there's an apple buried in the snow over there, and yeah, there's mountains in the background, and I did make a little change to the pattern in terms of the back stitching. The color that it said to back stitch the leaves in was, the holly leaves was kind of invisible over here in the full coverage area, so I just chose a darker green to do that so they would stand out more. I think that worked out pretty well. And the gold that I'm using for it is Kreinik number 4 braid 002 HL high luster. You need high luster for this fabric. It's already so glittery, you know. Yeah, the next up will be Santa's face, so that'll be exciting. After that, I decided to work on, what did I do? I guess it was time for my spooky rotation. And to be honest, I wasn't really feeling the spooky rotation. I was all into like the Christmas in July thing and all that, but sorry, Flosstube Cheetos. I decided to stick to my rotation, and I do have a monthly goal for the book club anyway, so especially that. I'm going to hold this in an angle so you can kind of get it in the frame. So this is stitched on 32 count Dirty Belfast. And this is the Book Club by Lizzie Kate. So I started on this line, the pumpkin line. So that is going to be pumpkin and treats, I think, is the next line. I don't know. I'll do it next month. So, yeah, pumpkins came out pretty cute. That pumpkin is gas tomato. And if you look at it closely, you can see, like, the very tiniest bit of variegation. I'm, like, so over the hand-tied threads for this piece. I feel like they were kind of a waste of money. You just don't see a whole lot of variegation. I guess you can see some in the frog belly. You can actually see it clearer on the camera than you can in real life. But, you know, yeah, it was probably like $7 or $10 worth of hand-tied thread on this piece, and I think it would look just as good with DMCs or whatever. But, you know, you live, you learn, right? So. And then the other part of my spooky rotation is the spooky house, and it was Friday the 13th, so I certainly couldn't pass that up. I only gave it 3 days though, because I just wasn't feeling it. I'll sort of picture what it looked like before. So here's my current progress. What I did is just, I worked on this page over here to finish it off. I stitched the tree and the moon and the PB10. Lots of PB10. Big, huge moon. And yeah, that was, I would have liked to have started the page over here, this one. But I just I wasn't really into it, and so I just set it aside after the 3 days. But I think it's coming along, so that's 2 pages out of 6, with the exception of some of the Kreinik and the backstitch. I don't know how long this piece is going to take me to finish. My plan is to work on it, you know, some every month up until October, and then I'm going to put it on temporary hiatus at least until like January or something, so. It'd be nice if I could get the bottom half finished by October. We shall see. But this is stitched on 32 count Thunderstorm Belfast by Vintage Silk Weaver. Yep. Spooky House by X's and O's. Sandra Farlow. Alright. So moving on to... Oh yeah, I guess since I cut that rotation short, I had some extra time in my rotation. I decided to take out my mini mandala piece by Brodeurs Bresson. Stitching this on 22 count hardanger 2/2. So here it is, the whole thing. So the one I did this month was this one here. I decided to put that in the June spot just because there's something about that piece that makes me think summer solstice a little bit. So, yeah. That only took a day. Easy peasy. I think this piece is coming out really nicely. My one regret is that I saw on Instagram someone else is stitching this and she's putting a really nice border on it, and I don't think I have enough extra room in my fabric to put a border. Let's see how close it is to the edge. So that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. I'll just have to get like a cool frame for it or something. Alright, and then it was time for my, well, I decided to start my diamond painting on Friday the 13th, and I spent some time on it, including like one exclusive day. So yeah, I started my diamond painting on the 13th of July, and I worked on it a little bit, or a lot, every day, almost every day since then. And yesterday I finished the first 4 pages, so the top row of it, including the last page is a partial page. It's just like 15 stitches wide or something. So I will insert a photo of it here, and I'll insert a clip that I made showing you my setup a week or 2 ago. Hey guys, I want to make a little clip to show you my new diamond painting. So this is Mini Kindred Spirits by Ann Stokes, Heaven and Earth Designs. I kitted it up myself with blank canvas, ordered everything I needed from AliExpress. So I started a few weeks ago and I did page 1, page 2, working on page 3. There are a few missing stitches. You can see them. There, all those. Those are meant to be done in 3345, which was missing out of the original package that I received from my vendor, but there were like over 400 backs of beads, so a couple were missing. Not that big of a deal. I just contacted her and she is going to send me those beads, but I'm still waiting, so I'm really pleased with how this is coming out so far. I think it's coming out way better than the Santa, Mini Be Good Santa by Donna Gelsinger that I did last year. It better because this is like 3 times the size, so yeah. So I guess I can show you briefly how I do it with Easy PDF and everything. So what I do is first what I do is I look at the chart, for the page I'm doing, and I see which colors appear in large blocks of color, blocks of color. So I do those first. And then I go and I look and see what I'm missing out of, the top row from left to right, and pull those beads and fill them in. So the top row is complete. The second row is almost complete. You can see those stitches are missing. So what I did is I pulled these, and let's say I want to work with 613 next. So I work on my iPad, which is right here. Okay, so let's go into Easy PDF, and I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. That's Easy PDF. And we're going to go back to, so I'm going to look for 613. This software is a little slow and buggy, but it's the only software out there that will do everything that's required. Basically the case sensitive search and the clean highlighting. So copy that, bring up the search field, and then delete out the old search, paste in the thing I just copied, search, and then go back to the page I was working on. And you can see where that symbol, the fence symbol, the 613, it's highlighted in red as opposed to all the green stuff, which was the areas that I've already done. So basically I will do everything that's highlighted in red, and then I will go over the red to highlight it in green. And the green highlight is saved, whereas the red highlight is just the search highlight, and it will disappear after I do a new search or whatever. So I just go on in that manner and try to make, quick progress. It sure is a lot faster than cross-stitching, so there's that. Alright, so that's it for, oh yeah, and for navigating this, I use a stylus. This is a cheap stylus I got on Amazon for like 10 bucks. I would love to have an Apple Pencil, but yeah, I didn't feel like ponying up the $99 or whatever, so I love my case. Isn't that pretty? It's like a book style folio. Yeah. Alright, so here's the piece, and I'm really happy with it. I love it. It is kind of taking a lot of time away from stitching, so I think what I'm going to try to do is just finish up page 3 and do this little partial page over here to finish the top row, and then put it away for a while and concentrate on other things so I can get some stitchy finishes. Alright, I will see you back in the main video. Ta-ta! Okay, I'm back. So the my focus rotation for the month was Enchanted Mermaid, and I gave her the 6-day rotation, stitching Enchanted Mermaid by Mirabilia on my own hand-dyed monogram that I dyed with teal and evening blue, grit dye, low immersion, 2-step process. So what I did this time is, well, I got more Krynic thread in the mail, like this light yellow one, for example, and the dark green one. So I finished off the Krynic and stuff on the lower half of the chart, and then I started working on the upper half of the chart, like I did her bodice and this like little fur trim thing on her mermaid dress. And I actually had to frog some of the hair because I'm doing this in a conversion, and I did the wrong color. At least I did, whatever I did, the color was not as noted, whatever. So in any case, I had to frog and redo. So I frogged and redid it, and then I stitched more of the hair coming up here. So these are just 2 of the darker colors in the hair down here, and then up here we get into some of the lighter colors. And then I did a bunch of her skin, so that's like her arm and her hand, and then I did the chest, the shoulder, all the way up there, and a little bit of the neck. This girl has a lot of skin. And I did some of this greenery and stuff that's going up there. So I guess I'm pleased with my progress. I was kind of hoping to like stitch more like into her head or whatnot, but I didn't have time. The diamond painting was like a big distraction, so yeah. But I'm putting the diamond painting away since I did finish, like 25% of the chart, so I don't know if I'll take it out in August, but maybe I'll take it out again after I finish this gal. I did sign her up for the Quidditch challenge. So the Cross Stitch It's Fun group, they have this thing called Stitch What's. It's like a Harry Potter themed stitching event, and last year they shut their doors because the headmistress had responsibilities in the Muggle world, but she's back and they've reopened. So everybody has a house. I'm in the Ravenclaw house, or whatever they call it. It's not exactly called Ravenclaw, but I'm a Ravenclaw. For those who are interested, yeah. So I'm a Ravenclaw, and there's all these different like events and classes and stuff you can sign up for. So the first big event is the Quidditch Challenge, and it's supposed to be like a sports theme piece. And the theme can be very loosely interpreted. So I'm claiming that this is sports related because she's a mermaid and she swims to get around, and obviously swimming is a sport, right? So, and anyway, there were some mermaids in Harry Potter, right? In the when they did the try wizarding challenge thing, whatever, I can't remember what it was called. They had the challenge to save their loved ones from the lock, and there were mermaids down there. They weren't pretty mermaids like this girl, but you know, they were mermaids nonetheless. Really pleased with how this is coming out. So my plan for this month is to give it, 6 days and hopefully, finish the head, the hair, and start beating her and finish beating her. The Quidditch thing ends September 3rd, so I really want to finish her by then. And then it was time for the my Christmas rotation for the Christmas village. So it's still in the scroll frame. Let me grab that. Yeah, so here this is this huge, massive scroll frame. It's like 32 inches, I think, or something. Or 36, I can't remember. So the piece I started was this one, the needlework shop. I have it on the scroll frame because I'm thinking I'm going to do a little stitching on it tonight or something. So I started this, I gave it 3 days. That was enough time to finish the bottom half and do a little bit on the top half. So there's going to be a lot of beads on here. There were a lot of color changes. It was kind of like slow stitching, at least compared to the St. Nick Cathedral, which was not too many colors. But it's coming along, and I will be, attempting to finish this, if not, this month, and certainly by August. Oh, sorry. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back. My son needed a snack, but it might be kind of touch and go from this point, so we'll see. So I just showed you my Mill Hill piece, the new one, the needlework shop. And then I have one more piece to show you. So at the end of the month, I gave a couple days to Winnie the Pooh for a stitch-a-thon weekend. I will insert a pic of what it looked like before. And here is what it looked like now. So this is the kit from MCG Textiles. I did a DMC conversion on it, also subbed the fabric. Basically, I'm just using the chart from the kit. And what I did is I worked on these two columns here, where Rabbit appears, and I actually did not finish them, but they're mostly done, as you can see. I got about 1,400 stitches for the stitch-a-thon, so not bad. Not great, but not bad either. It would have been nice to finish, truly finish this column, but it's missing just like a couple colors where Rabbit is for his foot and his little bag that he's carrying and stuff like that, his face. I just neglected to pull all the floss, I guess, and I kind of ran out of time too, so this piece has an awful lot of colors in it. Close to 100, I think, maybe over 100, I'm not sure. But based on the artwork of Thomas Kincaid, and I think it's coming out really great. At some point, I think I'm going to have to start giving it more than just a weekend, I like to do like 2 columns each month, but I do want to finish this, so maybe I'll work on it a bunch over Christmas or something. I don't know. We shall see. But I'm happy with it. Alright, so that was it for my stitching. That was my 28-day rotation for the month of July. Actually, it went up to the 29th because that was the Sunday. And that was it for all my projects. Now I have the, my bonus days at the end of the month, but my stitching mojo has just been kind of weird. So what I did with the 30th was I messed with this a little bit. I didn't stitch on it, but I moved around the part threads and cleaned it up a little. And I worked on my diamond painting. And then today's the 31st, and I haven't stitched yet, but I think I'm going to work on my Mill Hill piece later, and I did sort of prepare my diamond painting to put it away, so hopefully that won't be a big distraction for the next however long I can go before I break it out again. So I guess what I'm going to do now is share some haul. So I did get a few cool things in the mail. Okay, so everything I got was either stuff that I had ordered a while back or it was gifts or something. I didn't actually buy anything during the month of July, so first I will show you two patterns I got, memorabilia patterns, Lady of the Flag and Seaside Kingdom. So I got these from the limited re-release from Needlecraft Corner, and that was exciting. Yeah, so I actually have the Queen of Freedom in my stash, and I like that one better. At least I did when these two were both commercially available, but I showed them to my husband and he preferred the Lady of the Flag, so I figured I would get it. And it is a really beautiful pattern, as I've seen from people stitching it recently, such as Jessie, Marie. Hi Jessie, if you're watching. So yeah, I think she's really gorgeous. And I saw her being stitched on a gray fabric on Insta recently, and it looked pretty awesome. So maybe I'll do that, I don't know. And then, okay, so another thing that I received in the mail was a gift, a Pass a Stash from Pat. Hi Pat, if you're watching, and thank you again so much. It is the Minstrel by Teresa Wensler, as kitted by Janlin. As you can see the guy with the lute and the super detailed dragon with a lovely border. This is the full kit with 28 count even weave fabric and all the floss, even some beads. So I think the beads are used in the border and maybe like for the dragon eye or something. I think this is gorgeous. Look forward to stitching it one day. And then I got some Picture This Plus fabric in the mail from Dreama. She had this sale in the month of June. It's like it's the same deal basically as what they used to do in the Christmas and July sale, but you don't have to wait like 6 months to receive your fabric. So I got this one. This is Tycho 32 Belfast. It's like a pale yellow with some gray smudges basically. I think I might use this for a pattern I got Darcy by, gosh, I can't remember. It's the lady with the harp and the tall lady in the green dress standing next to a harp. John Clayton, Heritage Collection, right? Yeah, and then I got this one. This is Haven, 28 count casual. This is just my favorite sky blue fabric out there, and it actually happens to be the one that was called for the Glendon Place Gingerbread Grove pattern, and I opted for 28 count because the piece is so densely beaded. And it called for 28 count anyway, so yeah. I love that, and maybe that will be one of my 2019 starts. We shall see. And then I got a kit in the mail from a Russian store. I don't know how to pronounce it. I mean, the URL, if you're reading it in English, would be like Mickey Reston or something. Anyway, this is the kit. It's Unicorn by Zoloto Runo, or Golden Fleece. And it's F020 is the pattern code if you want to try to look it up on eBay or something. So I really like it just because, well, it has a unicorn, it has a waterfall. This is one of my favorite things. I've opened it up and looked at it. It's very well done. It's full coverage. It comes with Zweigart fabric, like 16 count, I think. Yeah, 16 count Zweigart Madeira cotton floss with some gold metallic in there as well. There is just a little teeny bit of back stitching on there for basically for the unicorn's horn. None of the rest of it is back stitched. This chart is huge. It's I don't know, like 6 pages or something. But it works out to be 10.4 inches by 16.8 inches. And the chart is really well done, black and white. It has a large print. It's numbered clearly. It's very easy to follow. I really like that a lot. I'm very pleased with it. The only problem is now I'm just like, I have all these Russian kits that I want. They're all on my wish list, and I'm going to have to order some of them at some point, I guess. Okay, so that's it for my stash. And I want to insert a little brief clip here of an FFO that I created. Hey peeps, I wanted to share my FFO for Celtic Autumn because I got some glass today, so I'm going to be putting some glass on her, and it's more difficult to share after that. So I did this on, I guess it was Sunday. Today is Tuesday. Yeah. So what I did with Celtic Autumn, first I'll give you the stats. So this was stitched on vintage country mocha cashel in a color conversion that was created by Little Cat, and it was published on the blog of Janet Granger, where you can find it. So the original pattern was like purples and golds, and this one is, the oranges and greens, obviously. So the leaves are, in addition, they were charted by a lady named Crystal, also available from Janet Granger. I did those kind of like, I think I just backstitched them and then I filled them in or something. I didn't strictly go by the chart, so it was kind of self-charted. The chart was hard to read. Anyway, so lots of beads on here, and Kreinik in the dress, the swirls. This took 30 days to stitch back in 2016. So for the frame job, what I did is I found this suede mat in the Firelight color by Crescent Select, acid-free, and I loved it. I think it complements her dress so well, and I love the texture of suede for the Celtic ladies and in general, to tell you the truth. I mean, of course you can't put suede on everything, but for the Celtic lady pieces, I think it is definitely appropriate. So the top mat is that Firelight suede, and then the bottom mat is a dark brown by Bainbridge that I found in my stash. And the frame itself it's a gold frame that is heavily weathered for sort of an oxidized for a very dark antique sort of finish. There is some distressing on it. It's got this carved pattern that's kind of like leaves. It's definitely botanical looking. That's how the company described it. And the edges, the outer edge, the inner edge are the original bright gold, so you get that little pop of luminescence. I think this is just a beautiful frame for her. It's pretty large. The frame size is 22.5 by 17.5, and it costs $40.12 from the pictureframes.com outlet shop. So there's Celtic Autumn, and I will see you back in the main video. All right, I'm back. So I guess I can talk a little bit about my plans for the end of the month, for August now. Yeah, so August starts tomorrow. My plan for August is to have, 3 focus pieces, which include Water Goddess, Fall Fairy, and Enchanted Mermaid. Enchanted Mermaid will get the long focus, and I'll probably work on her, a little bit, here and there, because I think for the Quidditch Challenge, you're supposed to check in at least once a week with an update on it or something like that. So I'll probably put in a couple threads or whatever. Aim for 100 stitches or something maybe on those days. And then, yeah, I mean, like I said, my goal is to finish that by September 3rd, which doesn't exactly leave me a whole lot of time in September. So I'll probably try to finish it, or at least get it really close to finished in August. And I honestly don't know how much time that will take. I mean, the beading is extensive, and obviously I still have to stitch her head and all that, so I might wind up giving it quite a bit of time in August. We'll just have to see. And then the Fall Fairy, I'm hoping to get the page finish for the 3rd page, and for the Water Goddess, I just want to make progress. And then I'll work on, my projects that I do every month, including Winnie the Pooh, the Mill Hill Christmas Village, the Spooky House, and the Mini Mandalas, and the Lizzie Kay Pooh Club. That's it for August, so I'll be participating in the Stitch What's Quidditch thing, and maybe some other stitch-alongs as well. My group, Stitch from Stash, is having a summer, winter, last hurrah, whatever, stitch-along, and I decided to put my Christmas Village piece in there because, I mean, obviously it's, snowy, winter, whatever, and I know, I'm aware that it's not winter here. I live in the Northern Hemisphere, but I would prefer winter over summer any day, so I'm pretending it's winter. It's winter in my stitchy spot. So. All right, that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you everyone who comments and gives me the thumbs up. I love interacting with all of you. I consider you all my Flosstube friends, and I hope to meet some of you in October at my retreat, Stitch Fest in Herndon, Virginia. I think there are a couple spots still open if anybody wants to register. I think there may be 4 or 5 spots still open. And then I'm also making plans to attend the retreat in Arizona in April. So that will be exciting. I've never been to Arizona before, and I can't wait to see everyone again. So yeah, that'll be cool. All right, I will see you guys, and hopefully soon. Hopefully it won't be another month. All right, ta-ta.